Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about the new Urban Decay All Nighter Liquid Foundation. Everyone has already been raving about this. I've seen so many positive reviews. So today I'm going to be giving you guys a full-on review and demo over it. Do I think it's worth it? Should you pick it up? And everything you need to know about it. So if you guys want to see what I think about the Urban Decay All Nighter Liquid Foundation, then please keep watching. First off, here's what the packaging looks like. It is very, very cool. It's got like that chrome look to it, and the bottle is even cooler. It kind of has this like jungly vibe to me. I don't really know, but it's a beautiful bottle, beautiful packaging. But you know what I always say, we don't buy things for the packaging. Remember that. But this comes with just a standard 1 fluid ounce. It looks like you get a lot more because it's pretty big, but it's just 1 fluid ounce. I really like how there's this little window to see the color in here, and you can also see how much product you've been using. Like you can see how much is left because it just kind of moves up. So I think that's really cool. This foundation runs for $40, which is pretty standard for Urban Decay foundations. So the short description of this is it's full coverage, long wearing, matte finish, waterproof, and oil free. It does have 3 times the pigment as the Urban Decay Naked Skin foundation, which I haven't tried, but I've tried to figure out like how much pigment is actually in this because it never really says how much like the actual amount is. It could be 15, it could be 20, it could be 50, no one really knows. But it says light diffusing pigments blur flaws while high-tech ingredients mattify and absorb the oil in your skin to reduce the appearance of shine. And there are 24 shades in the line, which I think is absolutely amazing. There are very, very fair shades and then very deep shades, so I think that everyone is going to be able to find a color in this. I picked up the shade 5.0, so this is a number system, and I believe I heard that there are like the the 0.0s and the 0.5s, and 0.0s are supposed to be like yellow undertones and 0.5s are supposed to have like a slightly pink undertone. So I really do like that because that really does cater to everyone. So on one side of my face I'm going to be using a beauty blender, and on the other side I'm going to be using a brush. So here's what the color and the consistency looks like. With it being a full coverage and matte finish, I would expect it to be a lot thicker than this, but as you can see it is kind of like running down my hand a little bit, so it's not super thick, but it's also not super liquidy. By the way, this color is a really good match for me. I think I could probably go like 1 shade down, like maybe 4.0. I have already applied moisturizer and primer just because that's what I always do. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in on this side with the beauty blender. This foundation does blend out very, very fast. A little bit goes a very, very long way. I would say I wouldn't recommend like dotting this all over your face and then blending each section. I would work in like 1 section at a time because it does set extremely fast. So there is 1 layer. It sets to like a powdery finish, but it doesn't feel like super cakey or heavy on the skin. So if you have like oily or combination or normal skin, you could definitely get away without a setting powder. If you're like extremely oily, you could just set like your T-zone or the places that you do get very oily. But I never ever go without a setting powder. I do not believe in using powders on top of liquids unless it's like a setting powder. Like there has to be that setting powder as a barrier between the liquid and the powder products. But for the first time yesterday, I did go without setting powder. I used blushes, bronzers, highlights, my whole normal routine, and it stayed on just as long as it normally does with a setting powder, and I didn't have a problem with like blending out. Like the powders didn't cling to anywhere. But I really do like the pump on this. You can really control how much product comes out, so you can go really lightly and get like a drop, or you can just keep going and it gives you a little bit more. So obviously a brush is going to give you a little bit more coverage, a little bit faster, and a beauty blender is going to shear it out just a little bit. I don't really know. I don't really have complaints about either one. I guess the brush side is a little bit better because it does give you that faster coverage right off the bat. I'm going to go in real quick with the brush, and I'm just going to go in and spot conceal on this side just to see how it builds up on itself. Yeah, that definitely built up the coverage. It's definitely a matte finish, but it's not like a flat matte. Like it has a little bit of dimension to it, and it's kind of like a velvety matte finish. If you have dry skin, I would say pass on this. You could try it, but I really don't think it's going to work out for you. But I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my face and show you guys what the full face looks like. Real quick, I just want to say that the only problem I have with this foundation is that if you miss any spots, and sometimes it's easy to do, you're in a hurry, you don't get in all the crevices and the creases of your face, but if you do miss a spot on your face, this is the type of finish and the type of coverage that it will show. So yeah, I just want to give you guys that little warning just so that you're very, very careful when blending, because it will show if you haven't done it very well. And by the way, I'm only going to set my under eye area just to make it brighter. So I will say I do recommend a setting spray with this foundation, not to improve the wear of it, because this is a very, very long wearing foundation. Like most matte finishes, it can look a little bit lackluster and like you need some moisture in your skin, so I highly recommend a moisture spray of some sort. This is the Cinema Secrets moisture spray. I love this stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face with it, and you guys will probably be able to tell a difference already. And So yeah, setting spray is just going to add some hydration back into your skin since the foundation is absorbing the oil in it. So I was going to check back in later at the end of the night so that you guys could see how it held up on my skin. But honestly, it's gonna look the exact same way at the very end of the night as it does right now. But I will say it's not like the most lightweight foundation, and it's not gonna be, it's a matte finish, it's a full coverage. It's not gonna feel like you have nothing on, but it doesn't look like really heavy or thick on your skin. But I will say at the very end of the day, like after a very long day, it does start feeling a little bit uncomfortable, like my skin can't breathe. This is not like a light coverage foundation. It's gonna feel like you have makeup on. I think this is a pretty good foundation. I am very, very impressed with it. So make sure if you try this foundation, you let me know what your thoughts are about it in the comments below, what kind of skin you have, all that stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me today. Thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe, follow me on all my social media. All the links are below, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Mwah.